shouldn't be too expensive. We're staying at room 13. Usually airy and usually very, and that's just how my life goes. And I don't ever try to dress to impress. Fuck you, preppy asshole. On the 14th floor where the bathroom door don't lock. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the body is mixed, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on the deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 96 of Phired Up. Check us out at firedupsports.com. Again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Phired Up Sports. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me as always, Dom Console. Dom, what's going on, man?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing just fine. We also have Chris Lucia as always. Chris, what's good, dude?
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up?
Not much.
Coming out of the bullpen. Coming out of the bullpen here.
I know, late stretch.
Hey, listen.
I'm usually the last one on the broadcast. And,
I know.
These guys are usually making bets on when I'm coming in, what my phone percentage is on, and every single time I come in, they ask the same fucking questions.
What's your battery at? I'm gonna say over under. I'm gonna say 41 and a half. Crazy, over under.
I'm under.
Under 41 and a half.
I told you guys I got a new phone. I haven't charged my phone. It's all right. It's on 62.
Okay, it's a bad line by me.
I have not had to charge my phone during the day since before Christmas.
Okay, there you go.
So,
it's a good thing.
That's without the charger all day.
That's a good thing. Listen, full disclosure, we totally I don't remember if we had a top 5 this week. So we're all slacking here because I don't remember. So we'll have to think about that and circle around and do one next week.
I feel like we do, but I feel like it was a good one.
I know.
I'm disappointed in us. We
know.
could always just go back and listen to the show, but
we could. That'd be easy.
Mike,
That'd be too
you
easy.
usually do listen to the show. I'm surprised you didn't catch it.
I do on Tuesdays. I listen back.
Right.
That was a long time ago. I don't remember what happened yesterday, let alone 6 days ago.
A lot's happened since then.
Exactly. So yeah, let's kind of dive in. Well, first, before we get to our discussion today, I have to tell everybody about our sponsor. This is a public service announcement. Manscaped now has beard products, and now they're brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. If you haven't already heard, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with their revolutionary Beard Hedger Pro kit. Plus, they've now launched the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0, which confirms they have all the best tools for your hygiene toolbox. Time for you to upgrade your toolbox by going to manscaped.com using our code FIREDUP for 20% off and free shipping. Gentlemen, meet the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. It is the ultimate package that makes it easier than ever to craft your signature look. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is an elite beard trimmer. The Beard Hedger is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. This waterproof cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. The Pro Kit also comes with 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. This includes Manscaped's beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm to moisturize, style, shimmer your new beard. Plus, the kit has 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors. With a nice beard, your face is perfectly groomed. Right? Wrong. You need to keep an eye on the stuff to trim ear and nose hairs. The brand new Weed Whacker 2.0 offers improved blade and skin safe technology with a no tugging guarantee. It's never been so painless to mind your manholes. Now that you have your face looking great, you must try Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 for the full body grooming experience. Good news, the Performance Package 4.0 now comes with the Weed Whacker 2.0 and all the other below the waist grooming products Manscaped is known for. Your significant other will be delighted to see you covering all your bases, if you know what I mean. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code FIREDUP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use our code FIREDUP. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Listen, I think the Weed Whacker is already a really, really good product, so I'm excited to see what the 2.0 can do. And that I think releases tomorrow. I don't even think it's out yet. I think it's who knows if I'm even supposed to do that ad read right now. That might have been next week's ad read. I don't fucking know. I'm just going off script here. I'm just excited to see what this product does.
Dude, all I know is you're in the middle of saying that.
No, go ahead.
You're in the middle of saying that I'm in my office and my door's open, and I'm like, let me just shut this so anybody walking by doesn't hear what's happening in here.
Listen, go tell them to get Manscaped. All right, you guys carry Manscaped,
We
don't you?
do.
Yeah,
we
I think
carry
you do.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry, Dom. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, like we're going off script here. We're I don't know. I was gonna say something like that. I kind of lost my train of thought because I was just thinking about if I worked there and I walked by and
you'd be like, I wonder what's going on in there.
Yeah, what's happening in there?
Yeah, let me go check that out. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be honest. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about this week. There's really no Eagles news. They haven't hired a coordinator yet. The Phillies are kind of starting to, get into spring training, and there's not really a whole lot of storylines there. Flyers have trade deadline on Friday. Sixers, I'm hearing a bunch of mixed things about the Sixers, so we'll get into that at some point. But I do want to start with the Phillies. Dom, I mentioned to you last week about how Alec Boehm put on 15 pounds of muscle in. What did he do today?
Oh, yo, I already started looking up over unders for homers. I can't find anything yet. But it's got to be around 15 and a half, right?
Yeah, probably around there.
Is that a little high? Maybe 13 and a half?
I'm gonna see if I can find. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
I was looking on FanDuel. I couldn't find anything because I'm interested.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna find somebody like Boehm on FanDuel. You're probably gonna have to go dive deep into the crazy sites in order to find that.
You hitting the over, Dom?
Yes.
Crushing the over?
Never unders ever.
Never. If you don't like the over, you don't have to take it. But never take it. It's not fun taking an under.
Never.
It's definitely not fun to take in under. I can't find it. Yeah, I want because.
But I don't know if they're out yet. I think for
maybe
they do it right before the season usually.
Yeah. I think FanDuel only has World Baseball Classic and just the home run leaders.
Well, so he's never hit above 13. So
it's got to be 15 and a half, 16 and a half.
Nah, it can't be that high.
You got to imagine the reason why they won't do it, because what happens if you crush the under and Boehm gets tears his ACL, and then that's just an automatic loss for them before the season starts.
That could happen.
I know
during
it
the season too.
One. Yeah.
I see. I think if you bet and there's an injury, it should be a push, but that's just me.
Nah, they won't. They won't.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, especially that early. I don't know. If it's game one, I don't know. I think it's kind of shitty.
Oh, it's very shitty.
Well, unless
I don't give a shit.
Then you love.
I mean, I guess you're. Yeah. No, I know. I guess you're.
But they wouldn't do it.
Betting is.
Well, yeah, and they wouldn't do it anyway because I imagine more people bet overs than unders for the same reason we just said.
Yeah.
So if a player gets injured, they're not going to be handing out all these refunds.
True.
So,
yeah, but how many people are going to bet over Alec Boehm home runs this year?
Probably not a lot.
You.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
you.
Right. G.
You and his wife.
Yeah.
Girlfriend, whatever.
Yes. I was also looking at possibly, I don't know why, it's just a feeling thing. I'm kind of feeling like a $5 bet on Vladdy to lead the league in homers.
Okay. I like it. You can bet on MVP, Cy Young, and Rookie of the Year. I don't see any player props.
Yeah,
I wonder what a Ranger Suarez Cy Young would pay off.
A Ranger Suarez. Let me see if he's even listed here. Hold on.
I'd be curious on a Gold Glove, if that's possible.
Oh yeah, well he's probably like favored for Gold Glove, right? Like
I don't know. He's probably in the top 10, but he's probably closer to 10 than he is to 1.
Didn't he win like the baseball fielding Bible picture?
Something like that, yeah.
All right, well, I'm looking to see if he's on.
But the thing is like it's good for them if they put him at like the 7th or 6th best odds. Everybody's gonna go buy into it, and
yeah,
I think it's gonna take a lot for him to win it. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Who are we talking about? Are we still talking about Ranger?
Ranger, yeah.
So he is plus 15,000.
That's not a bad dollar bet. Dollar bet wins you what? 150,
right? No, 1,500.
No.
Right?
1,500. Yeah, no, 150.
I'm sorry, 150. You're right.
Yeah,
$10.
That's not a bad
$10 will win you 1,500.
Honestly, it sounds like a $5 to me.
Fire it in. So a penny wins you 15, right?
There you go.
There you
right? Sounds like good math.
That's for Gold Glove, right?
15.
No.
That was for Cy Young.
Oh, for Cy Young.
Yeah, Cy Young.
What are Wheeler and Nola?
So I'll read and National League Cy Young. Alcantara is plus 500. Corbin Burns plus 500. Justin Verlander plus 700. Scherzer plus 800. Strider is plus 1,000. Fried is plus 1,200. Nola is plus 1,300, and Zach Wheeler plus 1,600.
Interesting. So he's got worse odds than
Nola.
No, than Suarez. Isn't Suarez 15?
15,000.
15,000.
Oh, 15,000. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, 15,000.
Right over my head. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, 15,000.
Sorry, I'm watching the Sixers game too.
Rookie of the year, they have nothing for Gold Gloves.
Rookie of the year is Painter on Rookie of the year.
That is interesting. Let me go to National League Rookie of the Year. He is on the list. He's got the 5th best odds. Corbin Carroll, Jordan Walker, Miguel Vargas, Kodai Senga. How do you say that? Senga? Yeah.
What was that? And then the kid they signed, right? Like the big international signing, right?
Was he
from Boston?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Painter is the 5th plus 1,200.
Interesting that Volpe and Dominguez, or I forget his name, the top 2 prospects for the Yankees, because I think they have a good shot of making the roster, and they're both going to be really good.
Well, I've read that was the National League Rookie of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Volpe.
Oh, never mind. Then that kid wasn't on there.
It's true, because that couldn't have been the Boston guy.
Was he the Mets kid? The Mets didn't the Mets sign a Japanese guy?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hold on, I'm looking this guy up.
If we were just prepared.
Yeah. He pitches for the Mets.
Yeah.
And look at you, Dom.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what international scouting does.
Yeah. And then the Rookie of the Year for the American. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think I'm behind.
All right.
No, you're good.
We'll roll.
Am I good?
But I think you're fine.
Yeah.
But American League Rookie of the Year: Gunnar Henderson, Masataka Yoshida.
I love
Hunter
that name.
Brown. Yeah, and it is a great name. Hunter Brown, Grayson Rodriguez, Tristan Cassis, which I believe is the first baseman for the Red Sox, right? Yeah. And then Anthony Volpe plus 1,300, rounding off the top 5. I'm sorry, that was top 6. So
interesting.
There you go. Oh, you could get former Philly Logan O'Hoppe, whatever the fuck his name is, for plus 1,800.
Where's he at again? Angels?
The Angels, I believe.
Or is that Moniak? No, it's Moniak, right?
They're both out.
They're
both
there.
Out there. They're both
No,
there.
it was that was the March trade, right?
Moniak was the March trade. I think O'Hoppe was the
Syndergaard trade, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's two separate trades. Yeah,
right. Speaking of Moniak, didn't he hit home runs and didn't he hit like a home run or like his first at bat or something? And apparently Roman Quinn's going fucking off in spring training. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah, in
What he
spring
does.
training.
Great.
2 home runs in 2
He's
games.
like
I think
he's
it's
like
training.
he's like the Paul Turner of the Eagle from the Eagles.
Paul Turner.
Like
What a good callback, Dom.
Yeah. He was
like it.
supposed to save the Eagles franchise 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I remember Paul Turner. Man, that's a great callback.
It is. So there really isn't much Phillies news. We got a little bit of a glimpse of what this lineup could look like with Trey Turner. Nice to see him kind of start off immediately, single, stolen base, scoring on the play. After that, I'm so excited for baseball.
Yeah, same guys. If you hear my cat meowing, you're just have to put up with it because I'm not
It's a
playing
weekly thing. Your cash is a part of the pod now.
Yeah, she just sits here and meows. So
yeah,
you're just gonna have to put up with it.
Wouldn't be a show without her. It's fine.
Yes, I'm very excited for baseball to come back.
Are we switching from the Phillies to just baseball in general?
Yeah. I was gonna get into the spring training and the rule changes. And what you guys thought on all that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes, you like it.
I love it. I think it's gonna be.
Sorry, I'll let you finish
I love the
first.
pitch clock. I don't love the shift. I think like professional hitters should be able to hit out of the shift.
Okay,
and they're gonna find a way to change it.
I'm sure they will.
Like they can move the outfielders.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Mike.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I said I was reading somewhere like there's nothing that's moving the outfielders around. So like you could still put an outfielder in like short right on like a pull left-handed hitter. So like they're gonna find their ways around it anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. It's funny. My opinion, I think, is like the opposite of you.
Yeah.
I think the shift is great for baseball.
Me too.
I'm a little nervous they're making these games too short.
I think I'm somewhere in the middle with you guys. I like the pitch clock. I think there are things that have to be worked out with it. It's not going to be this year probably. So like the 9th inning thing, I don't think you should have a pitch clock in the 9th inning. I think in the 9th inning.
Why not though? Like why when you play the same exact game for 9 innings?
Because I just don't think you can like how that game ended on Saturday, the Red Sox. I just think that I don't think you can end a game like that. I really don't. I think, or at least they have to do something along the lines of in the 9th inning. Like you can't win a game on like an auto strike. To me, I don't think that's.
I mean,
that's,
you could do. I mean, they do good. Again, we talked about it. I don't mean to bring up the past, but like it's switching different sports. The Eagles lost because of a penalty late in the game. Like it happens in other sports.
Yeah, but I just for a game that's not timed, I guess I don't know. It was a penalty though. That's like that. Like that's also the difference too.
And technically this was a penalty.
No, I know. I'm saying I just think it's not a perfect product, and I think they need to.
I agree. I agree with that.
Try to make it a perfect product. That's all. I just don't think that the 9th inning should kind of dictate whether you win a game or not. Like the bases are loaded. Let's say it's a playoff game or a game to get in the playoffs or just a game in July. Like it would really suck to like lose a game that way. I guess I don't know. Maybe it'll evolve and the players will get used to it. I don't know.
They will. It was the first day it happened, or the second day.
Of course.
Of it being a thing. My problem with the pitch clock, and it's not necessarily the pitch clock, but first of all, I do think games are like like I saw a game today or yesterday that was clocked in at 2 hours and 4 minutes. Like, what are you getting, a beer and a half in the 2 hours? Like, what? That's way too quick.
That.
I think.
Me too. I think it's great for the generation of today. If baseball wants to compete with these other sports, we have such a short attention span.
No, I agree. But my problem with baseball is not how long a game is. It's what happens during the game. Like, I think, but I think the banning of the shift and the pickoff limit, I think will fix that. My problem is put more like action in the game. It's too many home run or strikeouts, and it's a boring product. So I think give me more action.
I think the pitch clock's gonna help that because you don't have all this time to stare a guy down and play mind games and guy calling timeout. Like as soon as they catch the ball, like they got to get the signs right away. So there's more of an error that can happen.
Exactly. And also too, it's a combination of the clock and the no the shift, like the anti shift or the no shift, whatever it is, gives more singles, more doubles, things like that. So I honestly, I'm here for it. I really am this year. I really am here for it. Let's see what it is. Look, but also too, go back to the Phillies playoff run, right? There were games, and I think that's just baseball. Like I think there are times where, like the Sunday game, I watched the first 3 innings of the Sunday game, Trey Turner's debut, and I looked at the clock, and the game started at 1 o'clock. I looked at the clock; it's at 2:03, and it was like going into the fourth inning. I was like, "This is tremendous." But if you go back to the playoffs, it was the same way. Like I forget. I think it was one of the Padres games. I think it was game 3. I don't remember exactly what game it was, but it was like one of the quickest games, and then the following game was one of the longest. It was like a 4.5-hour game, and it's like I just think that's baseball in general. I don't think every game's going to be 2 hours and 4 minutes. I think
no, and that game was, I think, a nothing game. Like so, that's not going to happen every time,
right?
So,
I just think there's going to be a mix of really quick games and longer games that or define long in our new way we play. But I don't know, man. I think everything combined just makes it a lot more exciting to watch.
Yeah, but I guess my problem is not necessarily the game itself, but now you spend. Let's just say you're going to the ballpark with a family of 4. You could spend anywhere near a couple $100 for tickets and food and drinks, and now I got a few $100 worth of entertainment. I'm only there for 2 hours.
See,
I heard
somebody
argument today. I heard this argument today on 97.5. Somebody called up saying that, and they were like, "You can get into the Philly Stadium for $15 a ticket." It's
You can. Theoretically, you can. I've been looking so far, maybe because the season hasn't started. I haven't seen those prices yet. When the season starts, I'm sure you can. But it's still, I mean, it's still pretty penny, especially now that the Phillies are like they were in the World Series and they're they're building this contender. Ticket prices will go up.
Absolutely. But also too, like that's always been the argument too, like for years and years and years and years. The problem with baseball is that, and I'm not saying that it's your argument. I heard somebody say this on the radio the other day, like, oh, the problem with baseball isn't a pitch clock. The problem is that I can't afford to go. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. Honestly, save your pennies. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like in 08, you could get into that stadium for $10. Like you can get in this stadium now for $20 to $25 when July rolls around, because they're gonna want to have to sell tickets because inevitably it's baseball.
It's baseball.
Forget the slow game. There's 182 games. Like
62.
You're good, or whatever it is. 162 games. There's going to be times where people don't show up because there's so many games. Like tickets are going to drop. Like
absolutely.
I'm sorry you can't go to opening day, but opening day, whether they lose 162 or win 162, it's going to be expensive because it's opening day. Like I think that's such a lazy argument, not from you, Mike, but like from other people that like, oh, well, the problem isn't this. It's that I can't afford to go. Well,
yeah, no, I don't think the problem necessarily is ticket prices. I'm just saying you're spending all this money to be at the ballpark.
No, absolutely.
For 2 hours.
But it's the same thing with every other sport too. I mean,
Question: When they say 2 hours, is that of game time or from when the first pitch is thrown to the last pitch?
First to last pitch, I believe.
Okay, I didn't know if that counted like the between innings action and the commercial breaks, because that's also what people go for too.
I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure it was from start to finish, first pitch to last.
Also, I think the 2 hours and 4 minutes is almost an outlier.
I'm sure it is.
I think it's on average. I think on average the game in the minor leagues it was like 2:45 or something. It might have been 2.5 or something. Which that's what the Sixers are. The Sixers start at 7, they're over at 9:30. The Flyers start at 7, they're over at 9:30. The Eagles football is different because it's a show, but I just think it's in that ballpark. I think it works. I really do. Again, when July comes, I might hate it. I don't know, but I think now I think it's the best plan.
And I think the players are gonna love it too, because like I haven't seen like any player complaining about it yet. I've seen like people complaining about it, but like games getting over quicker. These guys are playing like 100 and out of the 162 games, let's say a Bryce Harper plays what, like 110 out of the 162, 120 in a regular year, not this year, but in a regular year.
Yeah.
Now you're saving half an hour to an hour every day of like wear and tear out on your guys. I know you're not physically playing, but you're out in that atmosphere, adrenaline pumping, ready to go. Oh man, the Sixers lost.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just came across my screen.
That's funny.
But I just feel like they're gonna like it a ton more.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
I hate the whole like guy getting the ball and like the batter like hands up and like kicking into the dirt. Like, come on, like let's go. Like, we got places to be. We got things to do.
There was a video I watched a couple years ago when this discussion really started to pick up, maybe 3 years ago. It was side by side. It was a Yankees Red Sox 1980s game and a Yankees Red Sox 2018 game or whatever it was. Back to back, the 1980 almost got through 2.5 pitches before the 2018 one got through one. Like he was in his windup on the 2.5 pitch than when the guy was in the one from 2018. Like, it's crazy how much we've slowed this game down. It doesn't seem like it, but like it really does. Like it's so much slower than what it was.
Did you see the video that was released of a side by side of I forget, it was a playoff game. I forget, it might have been last year, 2 years or 3 years ago. I forget what exactly the game was. It was the Cubs and somebody. So I guess it wasn't last year. It was the Cubs and somebody, and it was in between pitches. Literally, he had to from one pitch to the next, in between pitches. The side by side of a Jose Altuve inside the park home run. They literally played the inside the park home run 6 times before the pitch was thrown in the playoff game. So, like, I do think there is a problem there. Like, that shouldn't happen.
Right. Also, too, I think with this. All right. Remember a couple years ago when they did the video replay? They started the video replay. Everybody hated it. Everybody was against it. You're changing the game. It's a pure game. Blah blah blah. Those same people are complaining now, but they're the same people that want the robot umpire. Yep. I don't know. I just think it's a rule that everybody's just gonna have to get used to.
I would rather this than a robot umpire.
Me too.
Me too. The robot umpire's coming. At some point.
I think that takes the human aspect out of the game.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't like. Like the pitch clock, at least it's still, person versus person. Like here, you can paint the corners all day, and like where that robot's gonna call it, and like you just hit that all day long. I know you adjust to it, but I don't like it. I like the human error in baseball.
Whether you like it or not, that's coming at some point. I don't know if it'll be next year, the year after, the year after. It's coming at some point.
I agree with both of you. I think it's inevitably going to come, but I don't like it.
Yeah. No, I don't love it either, but I just think that's the reality of it. But that what people don't understand is like you're ruining the game. But like every game that we watch, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, they all evolve. They evolve into what they are now. Like they literally had in basketball, they had to make rules because of Wilt Chamberlain. Like back when Wilt first started playing, goaltending wasn't a rule. Like certain things like that. 5'3".
Right.
They were all small ass white dudes.
The game evolves. And if it doesn't work this year, they'll get rid of it.
Dom, I was hearing a good point that somebody brought up today to me, like about the shot clock in basketball.
Dude, you're a little muffled.
The shot clock.
There you go.
The shot clock in basketball, like they had to get used to that. That didn't, one year they were like, hey, like no, we got to put a shot clock up there because teams are just holding the ball, and they had to get used to it.
But like to us, that doesn't sound crazy because that's been our whole life. Like,
yeah,
So I understand these people that watch the game for 50 years. I get it, but the game evolves, and if it doesn't work, they'll go back. I saw a video. I truly do think if it doesn't work, they will go back. I do, but I think it will work. That's so I don't think it'll matter.
It depends on what you think the word work means. What's your definition of you think it'll work?
If the ratings go up?
Yeah, that's
if the ratings go up.
If
none of the players are complaining. Yeah, if none of the players are complaining, the union doesn't complain, the tickets are selling, that goes up.
Memorabilia.
Yeah.
I think it'll do what they want it to do. Yes, I do think that.
Me too. Yeah, no, absolutely.
It'll get all
I
those
saw a
TikTok
video.
boys
Yeah,
happy. It'll make the TikTok boys
Yeah,
happy.
there you go. TikTok.
I saw a video today.
Went right over my head.
I saw a video today of I don't know if you guys remember this. I think it was Washington versus the Cubs, maybe, or like whoever they played. But you guys remember Michael Morse?
Yes, when he hit the home run and he had to go
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah. Somebody, yeah. Well, so he hit the home run. They didn't call it a home run. Then they did, and they made him swing a fake bat and run around the bases. And somebody put on Twitter, "Damn, these new rules are really crazy." And like it actually circulated. Like people were like thinking this was a real rule now.
Do you remember why they had to make him do that, Don?
Wait, I can't hear you. You're muffled again.
Do you remember why they made him go back and hit?
Was it like a foul and then they called it fair? I don't remember.
No, they had to make sure. I remember this so vividly. They had to make sure he didn't pass any runners on the while he hit the home run. So he had to go run back.
When was this?
Michael Morse.
2015.
Yeah, he hit a home run.
Dude.
And then they called it a home run then, and then they made him go back and stand at the plate and swing
a fake bat.
Nothing in his hand, air.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, he swung a fake bat.
There was a college. I don't know if it was college or minor league or something similar happened. I think it was this weekend or maybe it wasn't that long ago, and it was a ball that was hit down the left field line. And they couldn't determine if it was fair or foul. They went to replay. They determined it was fair. He goes back to I don't know if they made him do it, but he went back to the plate and swung with the bat and did a fucking bat flip. Did a bat flip after they called it a home run.
So the video that was circular was Michael Morris, and they're like, damn, these rules are getting crazy. Now I think the person said in the tweet, now they're allowing teams to pick one home run at any part of the game or something. People like ate it up too. People are so dumb too. Like,
oh, absolutely. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Speaking of funny videos, I might have watched that the Gannon video 100 times.
Yeah,
of last week.
Pew, pew, pew,
Yes.
pew.
Yeah.
Shots, explosives.
That is the funniest video I've ever seen. It has to be like, yo, what's up, man? Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull this here. Let's see here.
Michael will hit it off the end of the bat
Oh,
and
St.
get
Louis,
some great
yeah.
carry to it. And that ball hits the top of the wall. It is in play.
It's a 4-minute video. I might have to fast forward some of this.
Now we've got a backup on the bases. Michael Morse heading back to first.
Oh,
He's going to be tagged
okay.
out. We got to look at a replay.
So he hit a ball almost over the wall, runs past first to second, gets called out at second, but it was originally called. It really is a home run.
Yeah, right. So they get together.
That's a home run. It's a grand slam. The Nats would lead.
Oh, the bases were loaded too.
Yeah.
High all the way around. There are no
Trying to see him go back to
to
swing or whatever. Hold on and see.
Don't like that at all.
No, there's some clapping going on.
Imagine like going up to be like, yeah, you got to come back out and swing a fake bat.
slam for Michael Morse.
Hold up,
Look
get
at
back.
Zimmerman.
Hold up. You get back. You get back.
He starts running around the bases. Everybody starts running around the bases.
Relevant because it was a home run.
But I think if you hit a home run and you pass somebody up on the bases, they want to make sure Michael Morse touches all the bases.
This is awesome.
He's running backwards.
It's a lot of things. Awesome isn't one of them.
Michael Morse, does he got to go back in the batter's box? And then you can
Sitting
say,
on
"See you
first
later."
base now.
I've never seen this before in my life. This is unbelievable.
There's got to be a reason
They
why
make
the
a
umpires
call,
are doing
too, I
this.
think.
Michael's saying, do I have to swing again?
Look at it. You got to make a call.
Yeah,
here on
they
the
do.
pitch,
They
don't
make
you?
the call.
There it goes.
Are you kidding me?
Right field. It is deep. See you later.
All right, you
They
know
call
what?
the home run.
That's an incredible call after that. Deep to right field. That's
Yeah.
good. I never saw that clip before. That's fun.
Yeah. Harper was a young buck there. I don't know if you saw him. He was on
true.
third.
Oh,
He was
I
on
didn't miss
third.
that. Yeah, I saw Zimmerman at one point. That's funny. I didn't see it. That's funny. I like that. So, Guys, got anything else for the Phillies or spring training or anything in general? WBC. When's that start? It's got to be soon, right?
A few weeks, I think. Right?
Is it a few weeks?
Next week, maybe. Next
How long
week,
does that
I think?
last? I feel like it's
3
like-
weeks.
I don't know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, when the first game. I thought it was this week, but I could be wrong.
It might be. I don't know. Can't find anything. World. It's
Tuesday,
start-
March 7th.
Yeah. So next
So it's
week.
a week from tomorrow. March 7th
That's
to the
just the
21st.
first
3
game.
weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
The U.S. has second best odds to win.
Who's first? Like Dominican?
Yep. And then I think Japan is third, maybe.
What's the Dominican roster? Because the U.S. roster is pretty damn good.
pretty good. I don't know off the top of my head. I think Segura is Venezuela. I'm kind of curious if I could Alvarez maybe. Is Alvarez Dominican?
Hold on. Let's see. All right, so
Alcantara.
Here are the pitchers: Brian Abreu, Sandy Alcantara, Blanco, Cabrera, Castillo. I don't know. All right, Johnny Cueto. Just trying to see anybody that comes to mind. Christian Javier.
Yeah.
Rafael Montero.
It's
Hector
pretty
Neris.
good. It's pretty good starting
Soto.
on two.
Catchers: Francisco Mejia. I don't know if I said that
Beja,
right.
yeah.
Meja. Gary Sanchez. It says Gary Sanchez is a free agent. He's not with a team.
No, he did not sign.
Interesting. Willie Adames, Robinson Cano, Rafael Devers, Wander Franco, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Jeremy Pena, Gene Segura. All right, it's a pretty fucking good team.
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez, Eloy Jimenez, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, Nelson Cruz.
Is Alvarez not Dominican?
Alvarez.
From Houston?
I guess not, no.
Oh, okay. Thought he was.
I don't see him on this list. Or if he did,
Who's
he didn't
what's
make
the U.S. team?
Hold on.
I do know it's JT. I know it's I know Turner. What's it? Pete Alonso, maybe.
Hold on.
Who's a total dork, by the way.
Alonso is, yes, he's a dork. Pitchers: Jason Adams, Daniel Bard, David Bednar, Kyle Freeland. Go down the list here. Lance Lynn, Miles Michaelis, Ryan Presley, Brady Singer, Adam Wainwright. Look at Adam Wainwright still throwing the rock. Devin Williams. Our catchers: JT Will
I'm
Smith.
going to go DR here.
Yeah.
It's a rough pitching.
JT Will Smith, Higashioka from the Yankees. That's their catchers. Infield: Pete Alonso, Tim Anderson, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Jeff McNeil, Trey Turner, Bobby Witt Jr. Outfielder: Mookie, Cedric Mullins, Kyle Schwarber, Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I
So
think I'm going DR.
Yeah, I think so. DR's got some pitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. So you guys said that the Sixers lost tonight. I'll be honest, I haven't really followed much of the Sixers over the last handful of weeks because I'm just kind of waiting until the playoffs to come because like they're obviously a playoff team. But what's going on in Sixers land? You guys can vent.
So they have the best record I think in the league since mid-December, early December, whatever it is. Only like 3 or 5 losses now, I think, since then.
Yeah. Rough one
I don't know.
against Boston.
Yeah, they lost on Saturday.
Boston.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on at this point. I know, like I said, they've only had 5 losses or whatever it is since mid-December. But and again, as much as we don't love Doc Rivers here, I don't think you could sit here and be upset that he's lost these games when we've won all these games. Like, I don't think you could sit here and say like, oh, 5 losses and crush Doc Rivers But at the same time, I think he's got to be held accountable for some things. One thing definitely is the Tyrese Maxey situation. Like, dude's been struggling, and I think honestly, he's just the type of guy that you got to put out there, and that's what he did tonight. And Maxey had a big game tonight, so
Yep.
I just don't think it's kind of like the Flyers situation to me, or like the Philly situation where like Morgan Frost, like why are we putting Morgan Frost on the fourth line as a young guy? I'm not saying put him on the first line, but you put him on the fourth line with guys that aren't the most talented in the last 3-4 years. Obviously, like he's not going to play great.
Right.
I kind of feel that way. Right. I feel that kind of way with the Phillies too. It's like you get these guys. Maybe Scott Kingery is the wrong example, but like I don't know, another guy. You just say it like Stott when Girardi was here, like just wouldn't play Stott, and then once he got an opportunity to actually play while he's struggling, you show confidence in your guys, you show confidence in your players, and I just think
I don't know,
that,
man. We're still waiting for this the Kingery revenge tour. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he did some today, right?
Did he? I didn't see.
I think he had a homer. Didn't he homer
did
today?
He? Okay.
I thought he did.
I didn't see that. If he did,
I just heard about it. But yeah, no, I mean Kingery's a bad example, but I'm just saying, like in general, like
I'm kidding.
It's like these like Stott, like Girardi wouldn't play Stott, he was struggling, but like Thompson comes in and he plays the guy, even though he's struggling. You have to give him a chance. These guys are young, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Maybe that's what fucked Kingery up. Who knows? Like, I just think you early in their career you set something up in their head where if the coach doesn't trust you, then like it could really derail your career when you're a young guy. So, I think like Maxey's obviously gotten better over the years. I give Doc credit for developing because he did develop Maxey. Look at his numbers. Okay, Glenn. I look at his numbers 2 years ago compared to now. He was averaging single digits. Now he's at 20. He was averaging 20 like 2 weeks ago. So like, I just don't think you say, you know what, Maxey, you're struggling. Sit the bench. Like, and a couple days ago, he voiced his displeasure about sitting the bench. And all these people, especially on the radio, I heard today, like all these people sitting here saying like, oh, I'm not going to say what show it was or what station it was, but this specific show and station kind of really are pro Doc. And like, I'm not against that necessarily, but they're like, well, this Tyrese Maxey's kind of voicing his displeasure, so you just give into him. Yes, I think so. Like, I think you give him a chance to prove himself a little bit. Like, give him a chance to get out there and get better and figure it out. Why give away? Why take minutes away? So there's that. The city's going to start falling over PJ Tucker because that's what they do.
Why?
He's starting to play better. He's starting to play a little bit better.
Fuck.
Listen, going from 3 points a night to 8 points a night's not much of a difference. But I'm just saying.
Stinks. Are people actually saying they like PJ Tucker now? Like, is that a thing that's happening?
It's going around a little bit, but yeah, no. I mean, listen, it's like the Jimmy Butler thing. Like Jimmy Butler 2 days ago was saying how somebody said that they had a 4-game losing streak, and they asked him like, well, how do you feel? And Butler says, oh, I'm frustrated. I don't want to lose. Obviously, like I'm very, very frustrated.
Yeah.
And this whole city went on Twitter and said, let's get Jimmy Butler back. We should have never traded Jimmy Butler. He's unhappy. He's going to leave Miami. We should take him in. He's upset because they lost 4 games. Like right. Get over it. Get over Jimmy Butler. He's not here. All these people sitting here saying we could have had Jimmy Butler and James Harden and Embiid together. No, we couldn't because they chose Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler. They traded Ben Simmons.
Is that one of the worst decisions the Sixers or any team in this franchise in the city has made? Keeping Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler.
I mean, I think Jimmy's a nice player. I think Jimmy's a hard worker. I think that team could have and maybe should have gone further. Jimmy Butler's not the savior. Like, he's not. I think they're better off.
No, but at the time you didn't have a polished Joel Embiid. Like, Joel Embiid wasn't MVP level Joel Embiid at that point.
Sure, but also too, like, I'm not. It's hard to say that I'm upset with Embiid right now, but like, honestly, like. What has he done in his career? I don't want to see Joel Embiid go. I love Joel Embiid, but at the same time, it's like I saw somebody say this, and I was very 50-50 on it. he is supposed to be this generational player. He's supposed to, and honestly, Jokic is kind of in this category too, where like these guys are supposed to be generational players. They're supposed to be top 5 players in the league, top 7 players, whatever. And like they don't, when the playoffs come, they just don't go to that next level.
Well, I
think
for different reasons.
Sure, Embiid's got to stay healthy, absolutely.
Right.
But that's a part of it too. Like it's
Sure.
every year. It's not one year. It's every year. Like something happens. And you know what? Go back to that Atlanta series. Look, like just watch the first 3 games versus the last 4 games. Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, they come, they show up, they win 2 of the first 3, and then all
Simmons
falls
looked
apart.
Great. Like
No, he didn't.
Right? No,
He
or
was
was that the year before, or the
No, it
series
was the
before?
series before.
The series,
He was
but
really
that's
good
what it
against
was.
Washington.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
And then, but that's also another coaching thing. Like with Doc Rivers, like that's where I'm like, but at the same time, like, all right, Ben Simmons struggled that whole series, right?
Yep.
Maxey actually played really well in that series for a rookie, and I understand it takes a lot of balls to sit here and say, you know what, Maxey, we're gonna sit you. I mean, Simmons, we're gonna sit you for Maxey, but like. That's the thing. It's not like Ben Simmons put up 50 and then 40 and then 35 and then 0, 0. You know, Ben Simmons put up 0, 3, 0, 0, 0. And it was like Doc didn't have the kahunas to do that. And I understand like upper management, front office is going to sit here and say, well, you know, you have to play Simmons. We paid him a lot of money. You have to play him. But guess what? They lost the series. And I hindsight's 2020, but like, I don't know. I maybe that series could have been different, but going back to the Embiid thing, like I just think that like when these second rounds come, he doesn't go to that next level, and I really want to see him go to that next level. And I'm hoping that Harden is able to, because Harden's never had another guy like Embiid, and Embiid's never had a guy like Harden, really. So
I don't know if I fully agree with that.
What's that?
What do you mean? Harden's never had a guy like Embiid? What do you mean by that?
Embiid's the best player he's ever played with, hands down.
I don't know about you're forgetting Chris Paul. I think, and Chris Paul wasn't what he was.
Biggest loser of all time. He's the biggest loser of all time.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that?
I think
Harden's
a bigger loser.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Chris Paul, you could argue, is the top 5 point guard of all time.
I understand,
Harden's
but
probably top 10. But like,
I understand, but there were stories that came out from their time in Houston together where Chris Paul would call James Harden like late watching basketball games, studying against the people he's gonna play, and Harden answered the phone and was like, "Dude, I don't give a shit right now. I'm at a strip club. I'm at the club."
But guess what? Harden played all 7 games. Chris Paul always never plays those big games. And guess what? When he does, he doesn't show up. At least Harden hits shots. He just couldn't do it alone.
Yeah.
So I think Chris Paul is one of the biggest losers in basketball history, one of the biggest losers in this game. He just comes up short every year because he comes up small. That's what he is. That's who he is. Embiid is the best player Harden has ever played with.
Oh, well, what about those teams in Oklahoma?
Well, Harden was the 6th man. I'm talking about Harden is the guy. The other guy, rather.
Yeah.
He came off the bench during that finals run. I mean,
yeah, fair.
He came up big. Don't get me wrong, but I just think it's a little different. I think when you're playing 35 minutes a night, Embiid's the best thing he's played with. So
no, you're right.
I'm kind of hoping that if Embiid comes out game 5 and the series is tied 2-2 and he's just coming up short, that Harden is the guy that can come out and hit shots. It's just, but I'm also at that point where like I'm not going to believe it till I see it. Like they're just not going to suck me back in the way they have the last 4 years, where they start to play well in February and March, and it's like we're getting excited, and then they win 10-12, and then they win 13-15, and like we go into the playoffs red hot, and we win the first series in 6 games, and then the second round comes, and it's just they lose in 6 or 7 or whatever it is, and I'm just not sucked in the way I was the last 3-4 years, and I'm probably not. Listen, I watch tonight. I'm gonna watch here and there. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. I did not see the game Saturday night. I did not see the Memphis game, the first game out of the All-Star break. For personal reasons, I did not get to watch either game. But I just got a lot of shit going on in my life right now.
Yeah.
But But what do you call it? I'm not gonna make time the way I did the last 3-4 years in February and March to just make time to watch this. Like I got to get home to watch the Sixers, like I did the last 3 years, because I'm just not gonna feel that way until the playoffs come in and I see them win.
Because we've seen this script over the last handful of years.
Sure.
Be a damn good regular season team, get in, and lose in the first or second round.
Yeah, and I think this is probably one of the deeper teams they've had since Embiid is here, and it's the first. See, their problem is like 3 years ago they didn't have enough shooters, and then now it's like they don't have another big man behind Embiid, and it's like they just can't figure. Now they have enough shooters, they just don't have enough defense, and like their rebounding sucks, and it's like 3 years ago the rebounding was great, but they didn't have shooters, and like. They can't figure it out. They really can't figure it out. And
they haven't. It seems like they haven't figured out a way to build a complete team. They can do some stuff great. You could even say borderline elite. They do some really good stuff, but they can't find the all around complete game that you need, because in the playoffs, you need to play with an edge. You need to play tough. You need to hit your big shots. And they can't do it all at once.
That also worries me because. Especially these last 3 games coming back, their rebounding has sucked.
Yeah,
they're letting guys hit open shots. This game today and that's why you'll see the final 4 teams, the 2 on the East and the 2 in the West. They're the 4 of the 6 best defensive teams in the league, because defense does matter in the playoffs. Like that worries me. Like I don't think they're going to get past the second round if they can't play good defense. I really don't. Like they can't rebound. They're lazy on defense. They don't play good perimeter defense. Like it's just, I think this is the deepest they've probably been since Embiid has been here, but they're just still not good enough.
Yeah.
So what does that matter?
Right. And if they do get bounced in the second round, I think that's the end of Rivers.
It absolutely.
There's no way you could keep him.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
Especially if they lose in the way they lost against like Atlanta. Like I said, up 2-1 going into Game 5 Game 5 at home, and they lose that game. Like
they were up 3-1?
Were they up 3-1?
Or was it 2-2?
No, I think it was. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Game 4.
Okay,
I'm thinking of Game 4. Game 4 it changed. I meant Game 4. Sorry, they're up 2-1 going into Game 4. They're in Atlanta. You win that game, the series is over.
Yep.
Like you're coming back home to Game 5, and it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Blowing series leads is kind of his thing. So.
Right. He's got 2 of the top 5 worst blown leads in playoff history. So that should really tell you something. I mean, listen, they had a great team in Boston, and he went to 2 finals with them, and he won 1. But what else has he done? He's had some really good teams. The Clippers, the Clipper teams, like
those Clipper teams were great.
Some really good teams. So
they blew what was it, a 3-1 series lead? The Clippers.
I'm not sure.
I think it was 3-1 that they blew when the Clippers played. Was it Cleveland? I forget who they played, but
they can't play Cleveland, but Cleveland's East.
Yeah, I'm saying
the Clippers are West.
What was it in the finals? It was in the conference finals.
Oh, he's never been past the second round with the Clippers.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Aside from those 2 playoff runs, I don't think he's ever been past the second round.
Okay.
Or 2 finals runs.
I thought that was the finals. Like, I'll be okay.
No. They've never been past the second round. That's Chris Paul's a loser.
Yeah, well.
Went to Houston, a loser. Yeah, went to Phoenix, a loser.
I actually really like Chris Paul, but it's.
I think talent-wise, he's close to top 5 of all time.
And I think he's not the quote unquote loser in the sense of like he doesn't want to win or doesn't have the drive. I think he's a true professional. I think he wants it. I just, for whatever reason,
I don't know. I mean, there are times where he just Game 7 he won't play. Like he won't play.
Yep.
Or when he does play, he just comes up real small.
Yep, I got you.
So I'm not going to say he doesn't want it. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, like one of our occasional listeners, Shay, that I think there's a higher percentage of players in the NBA that like what the game bring them rather than the championship. There are a lot of guys that I'm sure every single guy loves it. There's not a loves to play the game. They wouldn't work that hard to get there if they didn't.
Yep.
but I think most of them are there to get the accolades rather than a championship. And a championship doesn't mean no. You know what? I'm going to say it. A championship means you're a winner. Like there are guys that have never won a championship, but that are winners. But like that's what defines a winner, right? Because they've won. Like
Yep.
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because I think Dame's a winner. I think Barkley's a winner. Patrick Ewing was a winner. So it's tough, but I just think there's a lot of guys that kind of just like what the game brings them, the accolades, the money, the women.
Ben Simmons, we're looking at you.
Ben Simmons, of course.
Yep.
Maybe not as much as him, but I mean, I think a lot of those guys, every single guy loves it enough to where, you know, they put in the effort and the work to get where they are. That you don't, you know, you've got to put hours and hours and hours and dedication and stuff like that and sacrifice. But I just think a lot of guys do it for accolades, not for a championship.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I got.
We can move on. If anybody that's listening on the audio podcast, Chris had to leave. I don't know. I guess he had to go back to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him, so he's out. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll see him back or not.
Maybe he'll come back. Who knows?
But yeah, who knows? So there really isn't much else to really talk about. The Flyers. So the NHL trade deadline is Friday, March 3rd, like 3:00 p.m. They really don't have any big. So the biggest piece they have to trade is James Van Riemsdyk, and he'll get moved. It's obvious. Apparently things are starting to heat up as of today on the James Van Riemsdyk front. But other than that, they have like Justin Braun they could trade. I don't see them making any sort of crazy big move.
What about D'Angelo and Provorov? Any
I don't,
because I read right before that we started the show that
yeah,
they've at least gotten calls, some along those lines.
I don't think they'll trade either of them
At the deadline or at all?
at the deadline.
Okay.
Well, I don't think they'll trade D'Angelo at all because I think they like the fact that he's a local guy. They like kind of the edge that he brings. And the fact that they gave up a decent amount for him. I don't think they'll move him.
Sure. Have you watched wow, my cat's running all over the place. Have you watched enough this year to get an opinion on the way that he's played?
Yes.
Like positive, negatively?
Yeah. So it's not the season that I'm sure he would want.
Okay.
He's been underwhelming. He's been underwhelming defender, but that's kind of what we expected of him. That he's not great in his own zone. He just happened last year with the Hurricanes. For anybody that paid attention to the Hurricanes, he looked really good because he was paired with probably one of the best defensive defensemen in the league, in Jake Slavin. So he just looked really good next to that guy. Wasn't going to work that way here because we don't have anybody like that.
Right.
So, yeah, but the points totals aren't there either. But that probably has more to do with the fact that like this team just isn't good. They don't have enough goal scoring.
Right. It feels like, at least from the outside looking in, because I haven't watched enough to get an opinion on it. From the outside looking in, it seems like he's a guy who's they not expected, but kind of put him in that role to be one of the top guys, and he's just probably not a top 2 guy.
No.
So
No.
at least from the outside looking in, it kind of feels that way. I could be wrong.
And I don't remember if it was Chuck Fletcher or if it was John Tortorella. I might have been Torts. One of them said we didn't expect to have to work on his defending this much. So they didn't even know who they were trading for, essentially.
Right.
That kind of tells you all you need to know.
How do you come out and say that, though?
Exactly. Now, chances are, I think it's probably Tortorella that said it.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of, listen, he brought me this guy.
He's an open book, yeah, too.
Yeah, and he's an open book, right. I think it was Tortorella that said it. Like, listen, we have to work on his defending. I didn't think I was going to have to this much. Which is a really interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
But as a Provorov, I think Provorov could get traded, but I think it'll be an off-season trade. For whatever reason,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a trade, like a draft day type trade.
I agree with that. I think Provorov is likely to get more likely to get traded in the offseason. I think D'Angelo stays and JVR could be on the move. When is the deadline again?
Friday.
Okay. 4:00 or
3 p.m. I think it is.
Okay. That always throws me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, I you know, it's really hard for me to have that much of an opinion on it because like it's just been so disappointing. And as much as I love the Sixers, like I put the Sixers fourth on my list on the teams that I love in this city, and
Do you really?
it's just kind of
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely goes Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers.
Okay.
You know, so it's been, you know, and I love all four. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
Like, I just love them in that order. I don't think you could be a 25, 25, 25, 25% person. I
Right.
think it's a, you know, a higher, like the highest percentage. Maybe I'm like a 35% percent Eagles fan, and then like, you know, you break up the other three. But so even as just somebody who's third favorite team in the city, it's been tough. It's been really tough to watch. And I think the Flyers not only missed that fan, but they're starting to really lose fans like you who you know, not lose, but lose in the sense of putting the game on, going to the game, stuff like that. You know me, I'll go to games. You know, I think going to games are fun, whether it's the process Sixers, whether it's the 2022, 2023 Flyers, whether it's the 2015 Phillies. You know, I'll go to games and stuff like that, but I don't think I would ever pay. So
right. Especially because I mean, Flyers games are expensive as shit.
Yeah, for no reason too.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing is they're finally starting to lose some games. So
yeah,
you know, keep sliding down and get a better chance to draft a generational talent.
So we had this conversation maybe back in November, December. What does, and I don't think there was enough out there yet, or you just weren't caught up with it yet. What does the top 10 look like?
In terms of the prospects in the draft?
Yes. Yep.
So the top 3 or 4 is generational or damn. Well, there's one generational, and then maybe
Bedard.
Connor Bedard, and then 2 or 3 that like teeter on that line of like franchise altering.
There's a Russian dude, right?
Matt. What's his first name? Matvey Michkov, I think is his.
But he's not coming over, right?
That's the thing is, I think he has a contract and he wouldn't come over for like 2 or 3 years if he does come over.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the running joke on Twitter. 2 or 3 years away from being 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
away.
exactly. Now he's like an unbelievable talent. It's just the risk of like the Russians coming over and everything going on in Russia and Ukraine. Like
he might get drafted.
There's so much.
He might get drafted in the war. Yeah, it's crazy.
He might end up with Ivan Fedotov. Like who knows?
Yeah. He's fighting in Ukraine. It's crazy.
Yeah. So who knows?
Scoring goals. He scores a goal on Monday night. He gets a couple kills Tuesday night. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Russia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's life in Russia. But no, he's an unbelievable talent. But because of the whole unknown of that, he might fall to like 3 or 4. There's Fantelli.
Is he the second best talent though?
Probably.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantilli's an unbelievable talent. He's probably going to go top 3. There's a Swede, Carlson, who's really good. Fantilli, yes, I believe he's Canadian, but he's playing in college in NCAA.
Okay. I was say we got a Canadian greaseball. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then there's a Swede, Carlson.
Okay.
Is probably in the top 3 or 4, and that probably rounds up your top 4, probably. But then after the top 4, it slips a little bit, but it's still a very deep draft from, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, all the way back to like 15. Like it's very deep draft.
Okay.
So.
And you never know. You could get the 5th pick, 8th pick, whatever it is, and like what was Nate McKinnon, like the 3rd or 4th pick? Like you could,
I believe,
like you can get, you know, hopefully you can get a little lucky this time if you're not getting the first pick.
Yeah, I want the home run with this organization because they can't develop.
Listen, I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like if they did draft Kel McCarr and then Ole Patrick draft, he probably wouldn't have turned into Kel McCarr because that's what this team does. They don't have to develop. You know?
Right.
So
yeah. I hear you.
But yeah, I think JVR will get traded because like you have to. You're out of a playoff spot and he's a pending free agent, so you'll trade him for I don't even know what he has. Second round pick, a second and a player maybe. I think they want to get a player involved, like traded for JVR for some reason. I don't know why. They want a player back. Yeah, that's the rumor at least.
I'm assuming like a prospect more than.
I don't know about a prospect as much as like a reclamation project, like somebody who had a high ceiling at one point,
like Owen Tippett.
Yes, exactly, just like that. Yep.
What's he doing this year?
It's been really good.
Yeah,
really, I
love that.
Yep. Like remember the time it seemed like an underwhelming return for Giroux. No, they got a player in Tippett. They got a
okay. I like that. I love that. I love that.
He's fun as shit to watch. He's on top of the puck at all time. Like he's really fun to watch. He's turned into one of my favorite Flyers to watch.
I love that actually.
Yep.
That actually might make me turn on a game.
Yeah, honestly, watch it, and you don't have to watch the whole team. Who gives a shit about the rest of this team? Watch like Owen Tippett shift to shift. He's a really fun player to watch. Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, like, I'm watching for different. Like, I'm not watching them to win. I'm not watching them to like see them win the game. Like, it's just more so like just seeing what they have, I guess. Because I really haven't. We went to the game 3 weeks ago, whatever it was,
something like that. Yeah,
Chicago game. Aside from that, I've probably watched. I'm not gonna lie, like 4, 5, 6 games this year.
It's tough.
So like, I mean,
but I was watching the game.
Casual fan.
Yeah, I was watching the game a couple weeks ago, and it's funny you brought up Tippett. I literally tweeted out because it was like 2 or 3 nights in a row where I like watched and I thought he looked good. I literally tweeted out like, "Man, Tippett's a player. Like he's okay. I'm really excited for Owen Tippett and like what the future. Like they found a guy in Tippett, which is nice." But
and then you never know. I mean, you kind of pair him with hopefully this Gautier guy, Gautier, whatever his name. Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully he's a really nice top 6 player.
We'll see him at the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah. He's having like a crazy year, right?
He's really good. Yeah. I don't know what his stats are.
I think I heard on the radio the other day like, he might be close. I'm making this up. I can't make it up. Like I'm not gonna make up a number, but I feel like he's got a lot of goals. Like I don't want to say 19 or 30, like because I don't know, but I think I remember hearing he's got a lot of goals, maybe or a lot of points or something.
I'm looking it up now,
but I don't know what a lot of goals in college is. So
in 28 games, he has 16 goals, 16 assists, 32 points.
How many games? 28.
So he's over a point
a game in college.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's also a freshman doing that, which is also impressive.
Right. And he's a big body.
Yep. Yes,
so
he is.
It's definitely somebody, especially if he comes up at the end of the year after the college season, I'll definitely turn on the game.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. So. All right. You got anything else you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
I had a question for both of you guys.
Okay.
I just we still got a couple minutes, but I was thinking to myself, are there any teams, no matter what the sport is, that you're supposed to hate, but just kind of either don't hate or like maybe you I don't like this team, but I definitely don't hate them, and I feel like I should. But I was just curious. Can you think of any team in any sport where you're supposed to hate? Obviously, we're not talking about fucking Mets and like Cowboys and shit.
One comes to mind because of everything that happened in 2017, the Houston Astros. I think Houston's incredibly fun to watch, and everybody hates them because of the cheating scandal. Like I feel like I'm supposed to hate them.
I mean more like Philly rival than anything.
Yeah, I don't care about the Braves, to be honest. I don't really hate the Braves.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less. I don't even consider the Nationals a rival. I couldn't care less about the Nationals. Do you? I understand
maybe
proximity.
Not a rival.
I understand proximity, but like they've never been good together. Like that's
true,
where rivalries start. Same thing with the Braves. Like the Braves, up until like last year and this year, the Braves and Phillies haven't really had, and like, haven't been good together. So that's where rivalries start.
True. Well, that's when Joel Embiid said it. It's not a rivalry against Boston because they kick my ass every single time.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, that's interesting. I feel the same way about the Braves. Listen. The last couple years, I didn't want to see them win last year.
sure.
This year
yeah.
we played them in the playoffs. It was a lot of fun to beat them.
Yep.
It's kind of felt like the shift changed in the last 10 years, where it was like, or maybe not 10 years, because maybe like the last 5 years, because it was like big brother, little brother, and it's like the Braves, like it's not a New York team, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I kind of feel that way with the Braves. The Marlins, I couldn't care less about the Marlins.
Yeah,
Washington,
I
don't.
There.
Yeah, Washington, I don't like at all. I don't hate them the way that I hate the Mets or the Cowboys or some other teams. But they're probably closer to my hating than not caring, simply because of I didn't want to see them win a World Series. Juan Soto, that I guess it doesn't bother me as much because he's not a national, but like the whole like dance thing used to get on my nerves, and I just feel like and I see like social media has really done it to me, where like they would post like the last 4 or 5 years about how they would just kick our ass, and like so I guess that's why I don't really like Washington that much, but I'll give you a team, and I'm curious to see how you feel.
Okay.
Maybe they're not so much a rival, but I feel like we're supposed to hate them, and mostly because of the city they're from. But I'm gonna go the Bruins. Honestly, I'm gonna go the Bruins. I'm not sitting here watching Bruin games. I'm not sitting here like, let's go Bruins things. But you know what? Like, if they won, it really wouldn't bother me. I think they're a really good team.
I don't hate the Bruins either.
Yeah, like look at the Capitals, right? Like everybody, listen, Ovechkin is a top 3, 5, 10, whatever you want to call him, player ever in the history of the game. To me it's screw Ovechkin because I'm a Flyers fan, and I understand that a lot of Flyer fans kind of view him differently. I'm definitely the minority, I think, with Ovechkin, where like I want to see him break the record. I do. He's obviously a first ballot,
Oh yeah,
top 3, 5, 10 player of all time, like I said. But it's just like when I watch him play, it's just like, oh, fuck this guy. It's just if he was an Anaheim Duck, it'd be a lot different,
Sure.
If he was an LA King or I don't know, a Dallas Star, like it'd be a lot different.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's probably the reason you don't really hate Boston as much. Yeah, they had the epic series in 2010.
Yeah.
But other than that, like they've never they're not in the same division, so they don't really see each other all that often. But I will say the rivalry start is the playoff battles.
Sure. But I also will say this, like, I feel like let's take it back to 2015, 16, 17, when we were pretty decent and Washington was close to going on that cup run, and there would be hard battles in February. That's actually what I didn't hate Ovechkin in 2008. I hated him in 2018 because of those battles that we've had. Remember the big fight, the Ray Emery fight with Holtby? He beat the shit out of Holtby.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hate the Capitals. Because of games like that, which I think is fun. But I just don't feel that way with the Bruins. Like, I hate the Celtics. I like the Red Sox. What's the other team? Who am I thinking of?
The Patriots.
The Patriots. I hate the Patriots.
Yeah.
I love the city of Boston, but there's just something about the Bruins that just don't bother me, and it bothers me that it doesn't bother me.
So maybe you should let it bother you.
Maybe I should let it bother me.
Fuck Boston.
Yeah. But I was just curious.
Because again, it's the playoff intensity and the matchups is what starts a rivalry. Like, you think back to like all-time rivalries, you go back to 2012 Pittsburgh, Philly. And the fights and the chaos and the craziness of those playoffs. Like, you could go to a random, matinee game in, February, and like it'd be nuts. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Just because the rivalry was so strong, because we're constantly going against them in the playoffs, and both teams are good. Yeah, exactly. So,
I don't know. The Penguins, the Cowboys, the Giants, Mets. You know, absolute hate. Guess what? The Knicks don't even bother me either.
Yeah.
Like the Celtics are up there. I hate the Celtics. But again, like Joel Embiid said, it's not a rivalry. They kick our asses every single time.
Right.
So. But I think that's why I hate them even more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just curious. Like the Rangers, I don't
hate the Rangers. Fuck the Rangers.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Yeah.
But it's not on the level of the Penguins, Mets.
No,
For me,
I don't
at
think
least.
I don't think it's on that
You
level
might be
for
different.
me. I don't think it's on that level for me either, but I think it's one very small notch below that. Just because
Okay.
I think they had no business
I agree.
being competitive for how good they were during the Lundqvist era and how long they were good. I think they had no business. I think their team sucked. I think Lundqvist was just that fucking good. And I think they got bailed out by having a Hall of Fame world class goalie.
I think they're definitely second tier.
Yeah, the Devils, I don't really care about. I don't hate the Devil. The only reason I hate the Devils is because they robbed me of seeing Eric Lindros for his entire career at whatever he was. It's the only reason I don't really like the Devils. It's the only reason.
Right. I think they're kind of in that Braves, Marlins,
totally.
where it's you know.
They're starting
I don't want
to
to
now because they're starting to get good. That's kind of annoying. But
dude, I didn't realize Timo Meyer. I know he had a really good year last year, but he's probably gonna break his numbers from last year.
He is. People are going overboard though. He's a really, really, really good player.
But he's not. He's not the superstar.
No,
elite superstar.
No,
that I'm saying.
He's a really good player. People are acting like they just traded for Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah.
That's not
76 points last year. For him, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had him in fantasy last year. I traded him. But what's he at now? 31, 32 goals. He had 35 last year.
Yep.
So he's probably going to beat that pretty well. He's probably going to get close to 40. But,
but here's the thing people, I think, fail to understand. When you're on a team as bad as San Jose, people sometimes will say, well, he's got nobody to play with. But it's also the opposite effect of, somebody's got to score.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, sometimes
and he's going to a better team.
Right.
You know.
He's going to a better team where he's going to slide down the line. So those 31 goals on this new team where they have more people that can score might dip down and be 25 goals. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I think people are going overboard with this team.
I agree. I agree with that. He's a nice player. He's a really nice player.
Very good player. I'm not saying he's bad. He's a very good player. People are going crazy though.
Yeah, that's the thing is honestly I don't know. I don't if the Flyers were to trade for him to build around him, I just think it's another kind of Giroux situation where he probably just shouldn't be your best player.
No, absolutely not.
So, and I agree. I kind of feel like people are going overboard with that, with the fact that they think he's the guy, and I just don't see it.
No, he's not the person you build around. I think they gave a lot up for him, even though people don't think it was enough. They gave a lot up, but I think he's the perfect kind of guy where you're going for a run, he's the last piece you need, and that's exactly what the Devils think he is.
Yeah.
But I think the overall consensus around the fan bases is that he's this all-time great player, and I think people are going a little crazy.
I agree.
So, all right.
Yeah.
You got anything else? But before we get out of here, I have one little thing. I think it was PFF put out something like a mock draft or something. And with the 10th pick in the draft, this is the most asinine thing ever. So remember when
I know exactly what you're going to say.
You remember when they drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round, and we all thought they were fucking crazy for drafting a quarterback that high when they just signed Carson Wentz to this ridiculous contract.
Who got released today, by the way?
He did get released today. There you go. This mock draft had them taking, is it Anthony Richardson? Is that his name?
Yes.
From Florida State.
No,
quarterback at 10. If they take, I don't even know. We'll have to come up with something. We'll do something. There's a guarantee they're not taking Anthony. That's the most insane thing ever.
There are two guarantees that they're not doing. One is that, back? And the second one that I've seen is that they're going to take a running back in the first round. Listen,
there's a chance they do a 30. There's a
I don't think there's a chance in hell.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think there's a chance in hell they have both picks in the first round. I think they keep their
that's
same pick,
possible.
and I think they try to move their second pick.
I think that's fair because I want to see them try to get one of those top corners at 10.
Yes, and I think if they trade their the later first round pick to get more picks, I'd rather have more picks because there's so many more holes to fill up.
Yep.
I think there's no shot in hell they go for a running back in the first round, let alone back in November when they were projected to get a top 5 pick. You know how every week when teams lose, they do like the draft order.
Yep.
At one point they had a top 5 pick, and they had the kid from Texas being a top 5 pick.
Yeah, Robinson, Anderson. What's his name?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know. But there is not only are they not taking him top 5, top 10, they're not taking a running back in the first round at all.
Well, it's not how he's MO. Like he's never done that. Like
Right,
his highest.
right.
So Miles was a second round pick.
Second round pick.
Shady was a second, but Shady wasn't him, right? Shady was
it was him and Andy. It was him and Andy. Yeah, it's more Andy probably.
But he was a second round pick, right? Or
yes.
Yeah. So he's never done it in the first. I don't believe.
I think Macklin was the first round pick that year.
Yeah. Yep. I just thought the fact that anybody had the Eagles in the mock draft picking a quarterback at 10 when Jalen Hurts is could have won the MVP.
Yeah, and he's about to get this contract.
He's about to get this massive contract.
So I think they do it for this. Like I think they do that.
I'm sure that's true. Yeah,
that's really what it is.
The reason I think I saw the reasoning was like, well, if they draft a backup quarterback, they just spent all this money on Hurts, and now they don't have to pay a backup quarterback salary. He'll be on a rookie deal. So that's not a good. So you're gonna
waste the first round pick,
waste the top 10 pick exactly. I'd rather see them trade that pick for like nothing. Than take a quarterback at 10.
It worked with Hurts. I want it to work again,
right?
Because you have a franchise quarterback. I don't know,
which we thought Carson Wentz was, to be fair.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I understand.
But I'd be willing to bet a lot that Jalen Hurts is not going to do what Carson Wentz did and fall that fast.
Plus, Carson had injury history, so I think
sure it wasn't the same since the torn ACL. Wasn't
yeah, and I think Hurts kind of. I'm not going to say has injury problems, but the last 2 years he's missed some games, and it happens. But not to the point of Carson Wentz,
No, and I still blame this year's injury on Sirianni and Steichen. I may put him in a shitty situation in that Bears game. I just do. But
I'm trying to remember. It's such a blur right now. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they just
hurt that game.
What was it? Yeah, this game he got hurt.
He got hurt that game, right?
Yep, that was the game he got hurt. Yeah. And then I think he played the rest of the game. And
well, why do you think that it was a bad idea to play him though?
I just think it was bad. I think the play calling in that game I didn't like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think they put him in a bad position.
He didn't play great either, though.
No, he didn't.
But I hear you.
I think they put the ball in his hands too much against a team that couldn't stop a running back all season.
When the 2 weeks before he was throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So I hear you.
So
hopefully by the next show we'll have a defensive coordinator.
It's insane they haven't hired one yet. I
know.
The combines this week. Wouldn't you rather know who your coordinator is so you know what scheme you want to run?
Yeah.
This is where you can.
They had a second interview with somebody.
Yeah, I forget who it was.
Yeah.
I didn't look. We'll discuss that when it happens, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
But all right, we're gonna get out of here.
Yep.
Losing my voice here. All right, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back next Monday. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Tell your mom, tell your brother, tell your friends, tell your work,
subscribe
your
on Apple,
your boss.
Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Check out phiredupsports.com. Check out all the podcasts on the network. P-Law Podcast, Drunk on Broad. Funny story. So Rich from Drunk on Broad is going to be my girl's T-ball coach in the spring.
No shit.
Yeah, we found that out.
I love that.
I got a text. We got a text from the head coach or the coach from the T-ball team.
Yeah.
And my wife gets a text. She's reading it to me. She's like, Rich Conroy. I'm your coach, Rich Conroy. I'm like, Rich Conroy. I know that name. So I was like, that's a fairly common first and last name. Like, it wouldn't shock me if there's two Rich Conroy. So like, I went to my phone. I pulled out my phone. I was like, the numbers match up. I was like, that's funny. So I texted him. He's like,
that's hilarious.
Crazy. Yeah. So he's their coach.
I did know he didn't live too far from you.
Yeah, he's like a town or two
fun.
over.
Yep. Yeah, that's funny.
Yep. So yeah, check out Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports Podcast, Bell Smashers. They're killing it. They had Mark Appel and Derek Hall. They're getting
Derek.
shit. They have a guest lined up for next week, and I forget who it is. Phillies beat writer. Who's the Alex? Who's the Phillies beat writer? Alex something.
I know who you're talking about. She's one of like the better writers in the city too.
Hold on. 1 second. Alex Coffey. There you go. Found it. For the Inquirer, I believe they're gonna have her on. So yeah.
I am excited. I am excited to listen to them as the season goes on, because this will be the first time that obviously they started after the season started, so this will
started after the World Series.
Will be their first. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So it'll be exciting to hear them weekly. Once there's games to be played and stuff like that, and then breaking that down. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they also have a couple interviews scheduled. I don't know how much Kylie wants me to say.
Yeah,
let it fly. I know they have.
No. Let them.
Let them do it exactly. But I know they have some big guests in the works. It's exciting. So exactly. So everybody check out the pods on our network again, and check out fireupsports.com. And we will see everybody next Monday.